Hi guys, I wanted to leave my usual format for a quick FAQ video for new role players. This is just a quick response to questions I've gotten more than once from new role players, either in-game or comments on my videos. Okay, question number one is often people wonder where they should go to meet other role players, and this is obviously different from the Horde and the Alliance. On the Alliance, I would say Stormwind is your best bet. There are a lot of taverns in Stormwind. There is a particularly popular one in Old Town where the warrior trainers hang out. I've seen a lot of role players hanging out in there. There's chairs you can sit in, there's literally like a barmaid walking around selling drinks that you can buy, and so it's a nice neutral area to wander into somebody else's conversation and make some roleplay friends. Some people might say that you should go to Goldshire if you're on the Alliance, but I would actually recommend against that for the high level of trolls and ear peers that like to hang out in Goldshire, particularly on certain roleplay servers. It's just kind of better to avoid the whole mess, and most serious role players will avoid it as well. If you're looking to find other role players on the Horde, I would highly recommend checking out Silvermoon. Oftentimes there's at least a couple people hanging out role-playing there. A lot of role players that play on the Horde seem to really like to play Blood Elves, plus it's probably one of the prettiest Horde cities, and they have taverns with chairs and stuff there. Like, I don't know why Org has almost no chairs or tables anywhere, so it makes it kind of difficult to hang out. But yeah, Silvermoon seems to be where most people gather. The second question I get a lot is, what should I name my character? And if you Google search, you'll find a lot of lists of character names for that race, for whatever race that you want to play, and obviously probably all those names are already going to be taken, but that should give you an idea of the flavor of what kind of name you should pick. One of my favorite resources is actually babynames.com. They have an advanced search option that will let you search by nationality, and almost every race has really easy to discover nationality that's closely associated with it. Like, the dwarves are obviously Scottish, the Draenei are Russian, you know, it's very easy to kind of like pick that out, and so I can just scroll through that nationality until I find a name that I like, and then I can also see like what it means, and yeah, that's how I pick my characters' names. Another question I get a lot, or something that new role players seem to be really confused about, is how often they should be in character. I personally like to keep my RP and my PvP and my PvE separate. I don't ever really dungeon in character, I don't PvP in character. I have done it in the past, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. Not that it's impossible. I actually knew a raiding guild back during Wrath that was called the Thunderhoof Clan. It was made completely of Tauren, and they would raid Lich King completely in character, and that's neat. That's really hardcore. I don't think I can quite go that far, but it can be done. But to me personally, RP is kind of something that I put time aside from to do outside of doing the other aspects of the game. Also, I like to get to know the players, the actual human beings behind the computer screen which I'm playing with, which is completely impossible if all of your interactions are in character. You're just getting to know the character, you have no idea who this person is who you're talking to. Some of the options that I prefer is to invite them to a party, and then you can speak to them in party out of character, and then you can speak to them in game in character, and that seems to work out pretty well for me. Also, there are just times while you're playing this game when you're gonna have to say something meta. You're gonna have to refer to someone being a tank or a healer. You're gonna have to say that you need to go AFK. You're gonna need to tell somebody that their DPS sucks, then you just can't. You have to step out of character for that stuff. So to me, it's kind of impossible to be 100% in character all of the time, and I wouldn't really want to be, because it would be really challenging and difficult. And I've been in role-playing guilds, and GChat has always been out of character, and oftentimes GChat is used to plan to have your characters meet up later, or you know, whatever, to roleplay. So we don't roleplay in the actual GChat. That's just how I've always done it. I find it much more preferable. You actually make friends with the real people, not just their characters. You get to know them, and you can talk about just your day or whatever, and then you can get together and do the role-playing kind of as its own thing. Like, you would get together to run some dungeons or do some dailies. You get together to do some RP. So it's just another facet of the game, and it's not completely taking it over. And to me, that's the best way to do it, at least in my experience. And yeah, so there you go, some questions answered, and hopefully you actually had those questions and I wasn't just talking to myself for no reason. And we'll see you next time I make a video.